Jack Travers drove toward the mountains seeking silence, an escape from a life spent coding for algorithms that treated him like one. The drive was a symphony of failure. Static, spilled coffee, and the smell of burnt socks past Cedar Hollow, the last speck of civilization. He just needed a reset. But the mountains offered no peace. His cabin, which should have been dark and cold, was breathing with a warm, pulsating light. A low hum vibrated in the air. This wasn't squatters. This wasn't Dale from the post office. He crept closer. A snapped twig froze the shadows inside. The door opened. She was silhouetted, impossibly tall. Then she turned. Liquid silver skin, vast golden eyes, hair floating as if underwater. A sight that shattered reality. Jack's only thought, this is not happening. She darted back inside. Curiosity, that fatal human flaw, pulled him forward. He pressed his ear to the door. Seriously? The voice made him jump. She was behind him. Hi, Jack managed, hands up. I live here. She tilted her head, a gesture of pure exasperation, and spoke in musical static. She sighed, a sound horribly universal, and pulled out a translator. Leave. Dangerous. Dangerous? Jack snapped, his frustration boiling over. I drive 5 hours to escape insanity, and now a glowing space lady is telling me to leave my own cabin. To his shock, she rolled her eyes, a shared moment of cosmic annoyance. I'm Jack, the device chirped. Lyra. Inside, his rustic getaway was a high-tech sanctuary of floating panels, ozone, and mint. A humming stabilizer dominated the corner. Lyra explained in clipped translations. Refuge, hiding, emergency, her ship was. It crashed silently. She chose his cabin because it was isolated, because he was no threat. She was fleeing hunters, alien bounty hunters. His cabin was now a fugitive's safe house. You're fixing what? Jack asked. Both, the translator replied, a power core and a cloaking device. A holographic display showed scouts already searching. They were on the clock. Jack, realizing he was trapped in this, agreed to help. Morning. Lyra deemed his serial primitive. A beep shattered the truce. Scouts were close. Lyra engaged a temporary masking field. Jack, fumbling, nearly activated a destructive device, earning a glare that needed no translation. The scouts drew nearer. Lyra fired a false trail, a decoy signal. The red dots on her display diverted, a temporary win, but the stabilizer was failing. Malfunction imminent. She needed his help. Minimal risk, the translator assured him, handing him a tool like a plasma torch. Jack, sweating, fumbled with the alien tech. Lyra corrected his mistake. Teamwork. The victory was short-lived. The grid lit up again. Scouts, the translator said. Testing perimeter. Lyra handed him a non-lethal stun gun. Training required. After a brief, embarrassing session where he mostly zapped himself, the real alarm sounded. 3 insectoid autonomous search units descended. Drones. Lyra activated a distortion field. The first drone ignored it and fired, vaporizing the porch railing. Jack dove for cover as Lyra activated hidden lasers, 1 drone down. The second dodged the beams and struck the stabilizer. Sparks flew, adrenaline surged. Jack hurled a splintered porch rail, striking the drone. It crashed. Improbable success. The third drone lunged. Lyra overloaded it with a high-frequency countermeasure. Silence. Jack was shaking. So much for a quiet weekend! But the fight had compromised their defenses. Hunter vessels were escalating. They had to hike 3 miles to her crashed ship, activate a distress beacon. She gave him a cloaking emitter. Temporary invisibility. They reached the sleek, downed craft just as the proximity scanner screamed. 2 approaching vessels. 5 minutes. Inside, Lyra raced to input commands. Signal transmitted. Assistance en route. A black, bristling hunter vessel appeared. Lyra's ship activated defensive measures, firing golden energy as the hunter returned fire. Jack hid as Lyra fought with impossible grace. Just as they were overwhelmed, silver rescue ships, her people, arrived, forcing the hunter to retreat. In tales like this, the cavalry always arrives. but rarely before the heroes are pushed past their limits. At dawn, the cabin was a ruin. Lyra, pristine, explained she was a diplomatic envoy, not a princess. Her mission continued, but the immediate threat was gone. "I guess this is goodbye," Jack said, a strange hollowness in his chest. "Gratitude," she offered. "If you crash again," Jack called out, "try not to blow up the porch." Acknowledged. She left in a shimmering disk. Jack rebuilt, leaving the scars as monuments. The silence felt different. He toasted the stars. A month later, the cloaking emitter she'd left behind buzzed. Lyra's hologram appeared, a hint of a smile on her face. Situation developing. Your assistance required. Jack stared, then laughed, grabbing his jacket. So much for quiet. The stars seemed brighter, pulling him toward an adventure he never asked for, but now, perhaps, needed.